Hi, welcome back to Nutty's Nest. Yes, that's right, Nutty's Nest. Um, lots of things have happened since the last time that I updated you guys on my weight loss and Get Fit accountability. I had a groin injection Tuesday, I don't even, like the 3rd or something like that. 4th, 10 days before I was supposed to leave for our 5-day vacation together. I had to go in. Anyway, I had the groin injection on Tuesday, and Wednesday I did normal, get ready to go on my trip, leaving Thursday activity. Didn't really do too much, but I had a full day of stuff. And Wednesday or Thursday, yeah, Thursday morning, that night when I went to bed, Wednesday night when I went to bed, I felt like I had done too much and I was pretty wore out, and my hip hurt really, didn't really hurt because I'd had that cortisone shot, so it was a thud and an ache, and I was just like, and every step upstairs was awful. I chose not to take a shower. I figured a good night's sleep, I'll get up, take one, and we're going on our vacation. The next morning on Thursday, I woke up and swung my feet out of bed and almost fell out of bed. I almost fell out because the pain was so intense that I could not get a hold of it with I woke up and I was in instantaneous pain because I always wake up and get out of bed. Um, I also could not hold my weight on my foot. My hip was on fire. My leg was on fire. Everything was on fire. It felt like liquid fire going up from my toes to my groin. I mean, everything was on fire. I was just like, whoa. I made it downstairs. I thought, well, shoot, I've slept wrong. I'll work it out. I made it downstairs very painfully, very, very painfully. Made it down the stairs, took care of the dogs, made sure they had water, did all that kind of thing, and let my husband know that I'm having this issue this morning. And he was like, "Oh man." I'm like, "Yeah." Well, then I found out that he wasn't going to be home for a couple more hours, so I decided I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to lay down. I took an naproxen and I just lay down. So I went upstairs and I laid down, and that I never got comfortable. It was the entire time I waited for him to get home, and he kept calling and checking on me. My pain the levels just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Every time I had to get up and go to the bathroom, it was just complete agony. I'm just like, how much do I not want to be found in pee? Not really, but it was only because I wouldn't pee myself that I made it to the bathroom. So I had he was like, we'll call an ambulance when I get home, and we'll go over to the, because by this time I knew I was not going to be able to ride in the car, if I could get into the car, because in the garage, I'm just like thinking of all the steps I'm going to have to take to get to any place to go. And I was like, I think we're going to have to call an ambulance. And he was like, well, if that's what we got to do. But he says, you're going to have to unlock the front door. And I said, I don't think I can go down the stairs. He says, you're going to have to, because I can't get in. I said, you can come in the back. And he goes, nope, because I've put a padlock on the gate. Our little sneaky secret way in our house in an emergency that I would have used if I couldn't get in the house. And oh, guess what? I can't use it and didn't know it. But anyway, I said, okay, I don't think I can, but I'll try. And if I'm successful, I will let you know. So I had to go to the bathroom, and I was like, well, I've gone to the bathroom, and I can either go back to bed like I really wanted to do, or I could go downstairs, because, I realized that the ambulance was not going to be able to come upstairs and get me because of the way our staircase is. So I was like, damned if I do, I got to go down. So I went down. It was excruciating. I unlocked the front door and I was going to get a drink, but I was like, I just sat in the chair. And then I sat in the chair and I called him and I'm like, the door is unlocked. He says, the Uber is on its way. I am on my way. I said, when I was walking down the stairs, the groin felt weird and different, and I'm quite concerned. I'm going to go ahead and call the ambulance now. And he said, that'd be fine. We'll probably both get there about the same time. I said, okie doke, that's what I'm going to do. So I called the ambulance, and I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, Licky decided that she would go outside. And I thought, this is probably the best thing. I'm going to put BB outside, and I'm going to shut the doggy door so they will not be in the house when the ambulance people come, because the dogs are crazy. And nobody needs to deal with all of that trying to deal with me, because I'm in excruciating pain. So I got the dog. I shut the doggy door. I got them outside, and I shut the doggy door right about the time I heard the fire truck pull up outside. And the dog started going crazy. And I wanted, to walk forward, and, I was standing there, but I actually could not make one more step. I was just like, nah, the best I was thinking I was going to be able, because I was using the walker with the seat, I would pull it around and sit on the seat or something, because I wasn't going to go take another step. My leg was just not holding me. I was freaking myself out. So they came and they collected me. They took all my stuff. My hip was not out of place. He checked me before we started moving, just to make sure. I said, I don't know what's made the hip level pain go up, but I had a groin injection. I kept telling everybody I had a groin injection. Nobody ever pursued that line of thinking with what's going on with me, what I am left with right now. Anyway, get in the ambulance. The attendant is, wants to, put in an IV. I'm like, please don't do that to me. I've got thin, rolling, deep veins, very difficult to find, and really I'm in too much pain for you to be poking on me. I don't like to be poked on, and I can't deal. He's like, I'm cool with that. I said, thank you. He says, I'll put one in the hospital. I always said, we won't be moving in the hospital. I'll be okay with it. I said, I just can't deal with it right now. So I turned that down, and I'm breathing, and I'm trying not to scream, because, all I've had is naproxen at this time, and smoked a couple of bowls, sorry. But that's what I use. It's the reason I use it, to get me through all of that. I don't want to take hard drugs, never have, and I don't want to. So he was like, you're breathing, you're acting like you're having a baby. I said, my leg feels like it's having a baby. And he says, may I? And I said, yeah. So he raises up my nightgown, because I'm in my gown, and my leg is you can actually physically see the knots in my thigh. And he's like, oh my gosh. So he says, can I give you a shot? I said, please give me a shot. Shoot me. Please shoot me. Yes, please do that. So he gave me a shot, and we visited back and forth, and he is a lovely man, and it was great. He did get the spasms in my legs to stop. The hip pain he could do nothing about, nothing that they have given me at any time yet, except for the cortisone shot immediately after I had it, has done anything to the hip pain. The hip pain is constant, depending on how I move, how I sit, how long I sit, or lay, will depend on the levels of pain, the type of pain, but there is constant pain now. Super excited about that. So then we get to the hospital. It's crazy, because it's like the night before the full moon. So, the moon is out, people are crazy, and the place was jammed packed. So about 8 hours later, we have been to this x-ray. We have done this, we have done that, and now we're waiting. As I am waiting, because I can't sit, nor can I stand for long periods of time because my back is just on fire by this time because I'm in pain everywhere now because, I've been dealing with this. I'm up, down, up, down, up, down. My hip is killing me from the switching of the positions, but really I could not sit on it. It would start cramping up and then the spasms would start all the way down to the toes. It was fun. It was a great ride. So then they gave me another shot there at the hospital finally. I think we asked about 4 or 5 times before we finally, an hour after I started begging for the medicine, I finally got the medicine. I got the medicine when I said very loudly the last time I got up and I went, oh, oh. I said, I'm going to start embarrassing myself in this damn waiting room. I'm going to start crying and screaming if I don't get a pain medication. And it was a pretty full place. And Dean was sitting beside me because I had just told him, I said, I'm going to start embarrassing myself and you because he hates me to draw attention to myself. And I don't really like it. But when you start developing the more pain, it becomes very hazy. And every time you move, involuntarily, shit's coming out your mouth. I don't like that part of the pain levels. I don't like it when the pain levels get so high that shit comes out your mouth. I mean, granted, it's not bad words. It's just, but it makes you sound like that person, like you're trying to get attention. I don't want attention drawn upon me. I just want to be fixed. So they sent us home without addressing the groin issue from the shot. Gave me some tramadol, which is very light. I'm not really too super into stuff. But anyway, they gave me a few, told me to call the doctor who had sent me for the thing. And I told my husband, I said, I'm probably not going to do that, but Monday I will call someone and make an appointment somewhere. And he's like, okay, by this time our trip is canceled and I can't walk. I can't walk. I came home from that hospital unable to walk upon my own volition. I cannot hold my weight on my leg. It's a shuffle hop thing. And my leg is constantly in a spasm. Sometimes it's a spasm that is extremely painful. Sometimes it's just a spasm where the muscle just feels so thick and it's wanting to draw up. And that makes me extremely unhappy. So I'm constantly keeping it at a straight and doing the pointing of the toes because I'm not going to have my leg draw up. So Saturday, we had a pretty rough day Saturday. He was helping me up and down. He went and got bathroom supports. I mean, we started when we came home from the hospital. I said, my hip is shot. I don't know what I'm going to do. So he went and got me, this is a lift recliner because he brought my recliner up here first, but it is too low. And I kept hurting myself every time I was getting up. And I was like, we're going to get the inflammation down, but it's never going to go away because I am constantly jerking myself. So he went and he is my hero, guys. He is my hero. He fixed this room up hardcore. We were right in the middle of it. I got the bars I need. I have a shower. I mean, we have just all of our vacation money is turn Nutty's room into a disabled room money. So Sunday morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I had to go to the bathroom and I could not get out of bed. I couldn't move my leg. I couldn't bend my leg. I couldn't roll over. I had been rolling over and pulling my legs up together with, like, I could put my toe behind the heel if I was laying on my side, and I could roll my legs so I could put my pillow between my knees so I could lay on my side and give my back some relief from sitting in this amazingly firm lumbar support chair, except that, sitting here so long hurts my back. So anyway, Sunday morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning, I am, feeling like I'm, would like somebody to give me something very strong, something really strong. So I had Dean give me, it was past time. I had slept through the 4 hours. I was probably about 6 hours into it. And I had him give me one, and I think we waited about 45 minutes. I went to the restroom with him practically carrying me in there because my leg was dragging. So he took me in there, and the pain was just intense. And he brought me back, and we decided we'd go ahead and call the ambulance. I really wanted to get downstairs. I really wanted to go downstairs. And he was going to, we went to the staircase. He says, well, I'll help you. And I said, okay, if you'll help me, I can take another pain pill. So I took another one. It was about 45 minutes later when I decided I did not want, they were going to have to carry me down the stairs. I mean, I am not stupid. I understood the way my staircase is awesome. So cute. Not cute if you want to be carried down in a stretcher. So, my architectural feature that I adored so much when we rented this house has turned into a medical nightmare for me. So we went to the top of the stairs. We'd already called them, and I said, if we can get down the stairs, at least all they have to do is put me on the stretcher and take me. We got to the top of the stairs, and I was like, no, I don't think I can, because stairs going down, you have to, I didn't have the second banister. Now I have the second banister, so I can hold my leg and drop down lightly, and I can do it all on the good leg with the hurt leg just for balance. But at that time, there was nothing like that. And he wanted to carry me. I said, baby, I love you so much, but your back is our bread, and you cannot carry me. I will not allow it. So I backed up and leaned up against the wall. Ambulance, we are so close to them. And since they'd already been here before, they kind of knew what was going on. And when they seen I was upstairs, they were like, your staircase sucks. And I'm like, I know. They're like, we're going to have to carry you down. And I'm like, I know. It was every bit as mortifying as I ever dreamed it would be in my worst nightmares as a super morbidly obese person. But at least it didn't happen when I was a super morbidly obese person, but it was every bit as mortifying, and I was every bit as hypersensitive to their backs and them hurting themselves, that of course I'm in constant panic and freaking out, and I am apologetic and crying and freaking out because I don't want anyone to fall down the stairs and hurt their backs and hurt their legs. This is their bread and butter too. I'm just like, it's like nightmare scenario. There's only one other nightmare scenario I had as a super morbidly obese person that has not happened and hopefully never will, but we come really close to it when they had to carry me by a canvas bag with handles all the way down the stairs and around the corner to get to the stretcher to get me the heck out of this house for my second ride to the ambulance to the hospital, in the ambulance to the hospital, where they went ahead and admitted me to a holding room to find out what is wrong with me. They did an MRI. The first time I was there, I had a CAT scan where they showed, yeah, your hip is gone. Then they did the MRI, and the neurologist came and said something about the disc compression on the L5, L4, leaning towards the left. That's the same place that I had back surgery years ago, and it was on the right, but it was not a small protrusion. It was blown out at that time when I had that surgery done. So I understood what she was saying to me, and she wanted two more MRIs for my middle back and my upper back. And I'm like, I really did not understand what that had to do with my lower back until the other day. So we had all of those MRIs and everything, and nobody, again, even though I told everybody about the groin injection, and that the pain that was hurting the most is the pain that I know is directly caused from that injection because of the route that it takes. And there is still significant pain in my groin area where they inserted the catheter, needle, whatever it is that they use when they do that. So nobody has looked at it yet. Still not yet. Then the neurologist they trying to get me. They want to see what I can do. I can't move my thigh. I can move my knee. I guess that's good enough. That means I can move my leg. I can hold my own. I'm kind of holding my own. And they sent me home. I wasn't very happy towards the end. And Dean says I was cutting everybody off and I might have missed information, but I don't, didn't cut anybody off where I missed information. I cut anybody off before I got the stuff. That kind of, as you leave the hospital, the things that you should know, all this stuff. So, the neurologist sent me home and didn't have a visit with me about aftercare, how I should. She told me I'm going to be following up with a orthopedic specialist, and I assumed that was going to be the next step, and that person would make the recommendation of let's get this surgery done for the hip replacement. It wasn't until I was making the appointment for the follow-up visit that I read my diagnosis after we had been released the night of my birthday. I was in my 55th birthday in the hospital with all of this mess. I got my paperwork out and I'm reading it, and my diagnosis is chronic hip pain. Okay, well, I think they should have done a better diagnosis than that, because it's not just chronic hip pain. It's time to replace the hip pain. And mild obesity. I'm okay with that. And then a surprise awaited me with the last diagnosis of spinal stenosis. That seems, I know what that is. It seems like it's a pretty serious thing. They visited with me about my L5 and L4 disc being out. Why was I not visited about having spinal stenosis and what I should be doing now while I'm waiting? What am I doing what am I not doing that I could be helping myself? What am I doing that I could be hurting myself? I have none of that aftercare. I never received none after the groin injection. I never received oral or written aftercare, and everyone's just saying, well, if it hurts, don't do that. Well, I can do a lot of things, and a lot of things hurt. So I don't consider that a judge. So here I am at home. My husband has been an angel. I was very sad to see him leave today, because he not only has turned this into a little apartment that I can be as independent as I can be. My sister's going to be here soon. And, but she's here to take care of the dogs. And if I fall or if I need company to help keep my spirits up, because I'm pretty low and depressed, I can tell you that doctor was not he was an orthopedic surgeon, but he was just you've been released from the hospital. Here, let me send you on to somebody else in 2 weeks with no more medication. It's going to be fun. I'm sure it's going to be fun. I'm going to try Monday to see if that same doctor will, he saw me. I should have asked in the office, but really, I was in quite a bit of pain and really just needed to leave. When I realized he wasn't the doctor I needed to see, and he really wasn't going to help me, and really frowned against me having surgery at my age, I pretty much just shut down on him and ready to go. But really should have asked for medication, of which I did not, and I should have. So I'm going to have to call back, and hopefully somebody will feel sorry for me and give me some muscle relaxers and some low dosage of something a little bit more better than what I have. I plan a room tour as soon as I get it cleaned up. He's arranged everything, but I'm not going to have him nitpick and clean and vacuum. My sister can help me. She'll see it. He's a guy. He wouldn't see the things I would see. She'll see it without me saying anything. And then I'll give you guys a room tour. I probably will give a demonstration of my mobility, have her take a video of me walking, shuffle, hop thing that I'm doing when I'm on my way to the potty. Maybe one day when I'm walking down to the studio. We're going to do some painting. I am, and maybe she'll join me. I've got some 1/144 scale dollhouse kits that I did when I had my hysterectomy. I have a bunch of those that I've not done. That would keep me occupied here if I don't feel like going to the studio. So I've got some things I can do. I can still maintain some sort of presence. I'm still here. I'm not getting fit. I probably am getting fat because I can't move. I'm paralyzed on my thigh, from my thigh on the left side, unable to really move it, and it's quite disconcerting. But I'm going to maintain that positivity and start doing some. I have over the last few days, every time I stand up and I'm feeling like I could stand there for a few minutes, grab my 1 pound weights and do some reps. But it really takes a lot out of my back. And really, I just don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm kind of worried about hurting myself at this point anymore, because I don't know how much more pain I could take, because it's been intense. It's been intense. It's been real. Take care of your bodies. Take care of your bodies. If you ain't this old and you got aches and pains that are chronic, lose some weight. You need to lose some weight and take care of that chronic pain, because here I am, 55, too young for hip replacement, too fat for hip replacement, but need a hip replacement and not going to be able to lose any weight if I can't move. So wish me luck. I will try to keep you guys updated. I'm not sure where I'm going to go from here. Again, I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm really not willing to stop yet, because I'm kind of enjoying it, even if I haven't learned any editing yet. I got a lot of stuff going on in my life. We're moving up into the holidays. My appointment's on Halloween. I'm so bummed because I'm going to feel like crap afterwards. What a mess. What a mess. Peace out. Have a blessed one.